Hello friends, it's Dave here from SaveDex bringing you another sort of review here, this time of Kakurasu World. I hope I pronounced that right. So this is a number puzzle game, and I'm pretty sure I've just lost a chunk of viewers from saying that, but for those of you that stuck around, let's take a look at what it is. So this isn't going to be a proper edited scripted review or anything, because this game doesn't really lend itself to that. I'm basically only showing it off because I'm doing my series of breaking my backlog this year, and this is the second game I've beaten from my backlog, so I've got to show it off. So this is, as I said, a number puzzle game. You've got a grid, 4x4. So what you do in this one, on the top row, as you see up there, we've got the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. And on the left-hand column, we've got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So at the end of this row, we've got the number 8, number 7, number 6, number 3, and at the bottom of these columns we've got 4 numbers again, 3, 5, 5, 6. What that means is, if you press the A button, you put an orange dot there, and the number at the top means that number gets activated for that top row, and you've got to try and make them all add up to 8. So for example, if I was to activate this one, in this top row, that would be worth 3 because it's underneath the number 3, but in this column here it's worth 1 because it's in the first row with 1 in, and so this one here in this row here is worth 2 because it's underneath number 2, and in this column it's worth 3 because it's on the same row as number 3. It works like that. So you've then got to work out how to make the numbers add up to what's at the end of the rows and the columns. So for example, number 8, one way to work this out is if you activated all of them, that makes 10. That's the most you can have, but we need number 8, so we need to lose 2 from this. And that's pretty much it, because those 3 numbers, that's the only way you can make 8 from those 4 numbers. And if you put the B there, you can put an X in. That's just for your own peace of mind, really, to know that you can't use that square, just it helps you out in the harder ones. So in this column here, we need this to add up to number 3. So immediately we know it can't be 4, so we get rid of that. And because we've already got 1 activated, it can't be the 3 because that would add up to 4, so it has to be the 2. And in this row here now, we've got number 1 activated, we've got 9 numbers left, we need it to add up to number 7, so the only way we can make it add up to number 7 is with the 2 and the 4 there. And so in this column now we need to add it up to 5, that has to be the 4. That means this is worth number 3 in this row, so we get rid of them, and those 2 add up to 6 in that row. Boom, done. So you can say, I hope you kept up with me there. So there's 90 levels overall. Obviously if you go to a later level it's harder, the grids get bigger, so I'm going to just come out of that. I'm going to go show you, I'm not going to show you a solution or anything, I'm going to go into one of the later grids here. So interesting enough, when you get to these really big ones, 9x9 is the most it goes up to, you get these ones, say here is a number 7 in this row, so automatically we know it can't be 9 or 8 because that would be too high, and that can help you with these columns as well, just knowing that straight away, because obviously any one of these could still be activated for the 7. Because we know that if you take all of the numbers, if they were all activated like that, it would add up to 45, and we want that to add up to 23, so it can't be all of them. So in this one, if all of these were activated up to 45, that one's eliminated. We know it can't be that one because of this row. So that means we have to take 7 off of 45, which means that would make 38. So we need it to add up to 35, but 38 is what we've got. So we need to take 3 more off. So that means either that one comes off or these 2 come off. We don't know yet, but we know all of the rest of them must be activated. So you got to keep thinking of things like that to keep you going. And seriously, this is the type of game that you can just stare at for a long time. And you could be looking at it for like 5 minutes and just work out where one thing goes when they get so complicated. And I just loved it. I mean, look at that. We've got the 8 activated because of what I just discussed there, which means we know none of these can be activated. That can help you in other rows, other of these columns here. And yeah, I just really enjoy these sorts of things. And it's weird to say that because I remember in year 6, we once got this maths homework, and the maths homework was a worksheet that had a bunch of puzzles just like this on it, with these grids, and you have to decide what number goes in what row and column to add up to what it says on the ends of the row. And I remember thinking, at the time, I mean, I did it, but I was like, I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do my maths homework. I want to play my N64. I've got GoldenEye, Mario 64. I want to play games like that. I don't want to be doing this. But now, like over 20 years later, I'm choosing to do things like this in my leisure time when I've on a console that has Mario 64 on it. It's just so weird to think how times have changed. So overall, basically, I mean, it's very basic to look at. The sounds is minimalistic, but it's kind of thing that I can just have something on TV playing while I'm doing these. Control-wise, it's just stick and D-pad to move. A does that to activate it. B tells you, you don't want anything there. The only option you get is to change the theme to light and dark. So that's pretty much it. It doesn't really change anything. Disappointingly, there are no touchscreen controls. I played most of this handheld, which is a shame. Another thing to look out for is a few times playing this, the controls just froze, and I don't know why. It wasn't the game freezing because the timer at the top was still going. So I'd understand if the game had just frozen, but it wasn't the controller gone, because if I pressed the home button, it went to the home menu, and when I went back in, it was still not working, so I had to actually exit the game, which was annoying because I was on a grid like this. I'm quite far into it, so maybe be warned to take a few screenshots of your progress so far, just in case something like that happens. And I'd like to end this review on just stating I've got them organised by longest total playtime. I've been playing this longer than games like Overcooked and Celeste and Fast RMX and Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap. These are games that I hold in very high regard, and I've been playing this for longer than them, and this game costs £2.69 on the eShop, which is very, very cheap, but I think I got this for free. I can't remember. There was this other puzzle game similar to this that I got for free or for less than £1 on a sale. One of them was free, one of them was less than £1. It's just weird to think that a game that cheap or low can keep me invested for that long, but it's the type of puzzle game. If they grab you, they grab you. Kind of like Sudoku or crosswords for some people, that you can just stare at them for ages trying to work things out, and it really is, for such a low price or free, it is such a good one to have if you like these sorts of things. But that's it for this review. I'm going to do some more breaking my backlog ones. I've done 2 games. Obviously, Irisful is a game technically was the 3rd game I beat this year, but I'm not counting it because it wasn't backlog. I was given that to review for Switch Up. I'll put the link to that review in the description if you wanted to see that one. But I've beaten 2 games from a backlog, but I've recently bought the Trine collections. That's 4 games I've just added to it, so oh dear. So make sure you subscribe if you want to keep up with my progress this year, and make sure you give us a like. Make sure you comment what you think of these types of games, or any games from my backlog that you want me to see me beat. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. See you in the next one.